idea of free speech in Jewish thought. Because kind of, if you think about it, there is and there isn't.
There's definitely not free speech. There's 100% not free speech. What do you mean?
There kind of is, though.
No, I'm saying the way that we use free speech is you can say whatever you want. There's literal things, words. You can't say God's name. Forget public. You can't say God's name on your own. You can desecrate God's name. It's one of the commandments. Free speech is definitely not free as the way we look at free when we say it in America.
There's no punishments enforced by courts of man that have to do with speech.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
There are no punishments. The Rambam clearly lays this out for anything that don't involve an actual action. There are consequences to your speech built into the system. It's free, but it might mean you end up out of the community. It might mean that you don't get to sit on some board. It might mean that you don't get to send your kids to a certain school, and whether or not it might mean those things. But yeah, it's totally your free will choice. And throughout our history, we have people who got up and said things that they believed were true and got them put in cherem or got them demonized. And then it ends up that they were right for standing for what they thought was true. Your speech is consequential and it does matter, and you should make sure you're speaking to and speaking for what you stand for and believe in, even if it's prohibited and not allowed, and maybe especially if it's not allowed. And like that is our duty as Jews, and that is to care for our speech. And Lashon Hara is a real thing, and our speech is extremely powerful, and speech is creative, and speech is destructive. It's the defining characteristic of man, is his ability to speak. It is our soul, and that's what makes us unique. And our entire being, our entire makeup, the entire human experience, individually and historically, globally, whatever, is to refine that. It's all towards that aim, to refine our intellect, which is expressed in speech, and our understanding and comprehension. That's talk about having a unified aim. If you realize all of history is that, and my entire life is for me to be the greatest version of myself in relation to that as my goal, and everything in my life is there. It could either distance me from it or bring me towards it. Guard your speech. It's free. A human being always has free speech, even if he ends up in prison. He could say it or not say it. You do want to protect it, but in the end of the day, even if there's no government protecting it, we still have it.